Let's hope this microphone and everything is kosher, and I just totally realized I have my shirt on backwards. Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. I am Jedimanda. I make the costumes, especially the ones of the Star Wars version, especially Ahsoka Tano. It feels good to be back doing a makeup video. I haven't done one in a hot minute, and this one, I've had it sitting in my to-do videos for a long time, but as of recent, the new Ahsoka Tano Clone Wars Hot Toys statue came out as a result of Star Wars Celebration merch, and I just fell in love with this statue. And don't get me wrong, I was very much in love with Ahsoka's Clone Wars outfit when it happened, but I was on the fence on whether I wanted to make it or not, for mainly two reasons. One is that she's very tiny and very young looking, and I am the exact opposite of those. However, I mean, I don't look that old, I don't think. I just turned 32, so. And second off, she looks so alien that it's very hard for me to try to do that in my own way. Like the Rebels look that I have done, that you guys know me for, is way more humanoid looking. Like her features are a little more, they make sense. But the Clone Wars look of Ahsoka Tano is so like gigantic. So I was like, maybe not, because the representation that I would put into that character I think would be a little bit different with my body type and the way my face shape is. And I'm a particular stickler on authenticity and accuracy sometimes. And so when this toy came out, I pretty much was like, I've got to do it now. I just think the statue just made her look a little more older and just made me just want to cosplay her. And so I was like, okay, well, it's happening, but it's not gonna happen for a while from now. So like as in next year. And so for you guys today and for all of you Ahsoka Tano junkies, I figured I'd do a makeup video with some body paint of her outfit from shoulders up, kind of like Lexi from Made You Look, if you guys are fans of her. She's a cool person. And also telling you some cosplay horror stories, because I've just been on like a level of telling you guys stories about my cosplay life that a lot of you have really enjoyed, and that's made me really happy. And so I'm gonna keep going because of the, 8 years I've been doing this, I've got some tales. So before we get into this, to answer your questions, which I know you're typing in that comments right now, yes, I will be doing a tutorial for Ahsoka Clone Wars. Yes, I will be making a very new headpiece for it. And yes, I will be posting it to YouTube and everywhere else. So don't worry, it'll happen. It just won't happen for a while because I've got other really cool content coming up for you guys. You have no idea. Like, it's freaking. So we are going to do a get ready with me / body paint Ahsoka Tano and me telling you stories. It's not necessarily a makeup tutorial because I've already done one for Ahsoka, which I will link probably every 10 minutes here in this video because it's probably going to be a longer one, but well, we're just here having fun. All of the links for everything will be below in the description. I'm not going to be stopping and telling you what I'm using. You're just going to be watching me put everything on as I'm telling you probably 2 stories. I think we're going to have time for 2 stories today of terrible horror stories that have happened to me. Some might think you're horrible. Some might think, oh, you just learned a life lesson, Amanda, like get over it. But at the time they were horrible for me, so just deal with it. Okay, so sit back and enjoy these horror cosplay stories that I'm telling you. So to prefix what I am doing, I'm gonna block out my eyebrows first, draw on the body paint where things are gonna go on my chest, and then just dive right into Ahsoka's face painting. So here we go. Well, the first thing I am gonna do is I am blocking out my eyebrows because I got some dark brows and Ahsoka has no brows. So the first story I'm gonna tell you guys is a longer one. The second story does include Ahsoka if we get time to that today, but I will definitely tell you guys about it. The first one involves me competing at one of my first big contests that I ever took a part in. And this happened, let's time travel back to the year 2015, which feels like ages ago by now with today's quarantine standards. It feels like ages ago. And I am competing in my first big convention cosplay contest. And I say big, but it could be big for other people, but it was a big one at the time. It was the D23 Masquerade. If any of you guys are familiar with that, it is a big contest. It's a big deal. I've done it twice, and I was a finalist each time. And up until that point in 2015, I've only done small comic book contests, so it was a big time. And plus, I'm a little old Kentucky girl. Going out to LA was like the coolest thing ever. So I submitted my Ahsoka ball gown. I'm sorry, not Ahsoka. My Ariel Christmas parade ball gown that I made, based off of the Disney World Christmas parade. Oh, it was so long ago. I haven't worn that thing in years. But anyways, it was a beautiful gown. I submitted it hoping to get in, and I got in, and it was just the damn coolest thing at the time, because up until then, like I said, I was doing small contests. So couldn't believe I got it, couldn't believe it happened. So I had to get my butt out to LA, and that was the first time actually, no, not the first time I traveled to San Diego Comic-Con. I would say the first time I traveled with very important costumes. And if you guys know where this is going, you're pretty much already agreeing that's gonna be a lost luggage story. It is and it isn't, so just hang tight. I had to get myself out there by myself, which was fine, whatever. But I needed to transport my gown. And so this was the first, I had to get a whole new suitcase for this freaking thing, and I got a brand new suitcase for it, had everything in this one suitcase. Of course it's carry-on, because cosplay. And I headed out west. I think it was July, sorry. And I rode Southwest. And this was the first time, honestly, that within the 2014, 2015 years, I rode by myself on planes. So I was how old was I? 23? God, I don't know. I can't do math. Fudge cakes. That's okay. Doesn't matter. What matters is that I was in my early 20s. I am 32 now. You do the math. And, you know, it was a big deal. So I flew out via Southwest to Vegas. That was my first layover, was in Vegas, and then from Vegas to Anaheim. And my friends were picking me up there. My wonderful friend Michelle of Angie Viper fame was picking me up there, and we were gonna go do D23 stuff. So the flight from Louisville to Las Vegas was totally fine. Nothing fancy. I got to Vegas fine. However, when I was landing in Vegas, I noticed it was raining, which I didn't think was a big deal, considering I'm coming from the Midwest. I come from a rainy area. It's whatever. I've never seen more panicky flight attendants on a flight because of rain. And so I was just like, okay. And so the people were getting on the intercom and they were like, it's raining, it's raining, it's raining. And I just was like, it's no big deal, it's rain. Well, apparently in Las Vegas, it's a big freaking deal because that means they canceled all of their flights for the day. And I got in, I was supposed to land, I think in Anaheim at 8 o'clock at night, their time. And I got in at like 5 or something, which I thought was plenty of time to do all of this, but they just canceled all the flights. All the flights are canceled, and grounded all the planes, and sorry kids, you're out of luck, you're not going anywhere. And I was like, it's freaking rain, what the hell? Let me talk to the pilot and tell him my opinion, because that would work. So I get off the plane, I realize they have canceled my flight. And I don't know if you guys have ever been on an airplane that your connector has been canceled, but it's one of the most panic-inducing times. I don't know why. All you gotta do is just go and get a different flight. But if you got connecting flights, it's a problem. And this was the first time I've had to experience this by myself. So yes, you can go ahead and just call me whatever you want and in the comments, I don't care. But this was a big problem for me. I didn't know how to deal with it. So of course, everybody and their brother is waiting in the line at the gate trying to get their arrangements made. And so I'm in there, and by the time I get to the attendant, she has told me that all the flights are booked. You can wait for this one that's a connector to LA. That'll get you there. And I was like, okay, well, I think that's like an hour. Like you can get to Anaheim and LA in a very short amount of time. So I was texting Michelle and I was like, oh my gosh, here's the deal. And she was like, it's fine, we'll get you in LA. So I waited and waited and waited. And apparently, I don't understand this, but this is exactly what happened. I can't believe this. Apparently, our plane that we got off of from Louisville was going to go back to Chicago, but yet, don't get me wrong, all the other flights to anywhere else on the West Coast and where else were canceled, but for some reason this one was going to Chicago, and they decided to keep the luggage on the plane from the Louisville one, and I was flying in on a Thursday, and the contest is on a Friday. See my problem here? Okay, and we're continuing to go. So everybody on my flight is losing their damn mind, including myself, including my very young, early 20s. This is the first time I've ever been on a flight that's got canceled itself because it has my costume that I am, of course, going to place high in this contest, which I did not. First big thing ever, and it is just a problem 101. So by the time I hear about that, it is 9 o'clock in the evening, and I am breaking down in the bathroom, and there's the fun part about it is it's really funny now to talk about it, but at the time it was one of the most traumatic things ever. And 9 o'clock Vegas time is like midnight Louisville time. So all of my boyfriend is definitely going to bed. I didn't call my parents because they would just freak out, so I just let that go. I called my friend who lives in Vegas, being like, here's an option that I might have to stay at your house to get a flight back. And she was like, totally fine, let me know. And so I told that to Michelle, and I was like, I think I'm just not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it D23. I'm not gonna make it anywhere. My life is ruined. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, kind of level of drama. I am crying in the bathroom at the Vegas baggage pickup area. And I'm not the only one crying. There is a woman next to me whose wedding was the next day. And her wedding gown is gone. It's just gone. It's gone. She can't find it. And I, instantly in that frame of mind, I just kind of packed it up and got better and moved on. Because I was like, you know what? That's her wedding. This is not my wedding. This is a contest that can easily happen again. So I kind of, after I got done talking with her and feeling really bad about her situation versus my own situation, I just was like, you know what? I'm so sorry about whatever this is. She's like, my whole bridal party's there. My fiance's there. She was the only one flying in for herself from Louisville. It was a problem. So I was listening to the janitors, whom all were talking about the amount of baggage that's being pulled out into the baggage claim area. And everyone's like, it's everyone's bags from all these flights that got canceled, including blah, 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 the Southwest bags. And I was like, hey, mine are Southwest bags. And she was like, well, you need to go check with this person over here. I think they might have your luggage. And I was like, there's no way. My luggage is on its way to Chicago. To Chicago, doc. It's not here. And I miraculously went out to the baggage claim. They had my old flight number from that was supposed to go to Anaheim, and there were bags. And I was like, holy mother, all the expletives. The thing is, I didn't see mine. I had a bright green, shouting out to the world bag. Didn't see mine. And I was like, oh no, mine really is on its way to Chicago. So I went up to the poor baggage claim boys. And I say poor as in like, they were young and they were not ready to deal with the level of drama they were gonna get from these people. Like, not ready. So I'm not kidding. I moved people out of the way. Got up to the front of the line because I'm crying. By the way, crying gets you really far ahead of everything. So I'm crying, I'm emotional, and I am begging to know where my bag is. And they're like, ma'am, I don't know. And I was like, it's lime green. Cry, cry, cry. It's lime green. I have an important engagement in California. I need to do all this stuff. And they were like, okay, well, you know, they took some bags over to this other side of the airport. And I was like, why'd they do that? But they did. And it was like near where you rent cars. It was on that side for some reason. So I go over there, and of course, a million people are over there trying to get their bags as well. However, the oceans part, the seas scream hallelujah, and angels are screaming hallelujah. My bag is right there in the front. I see it lime green with a 9 3/4 luggage tag, cause nerddom. And I was like, that's my bag. I need my bag. Oh my gosh. This time it is about 11 p.m. So, still in Vegas. And the timeline of the contest, by the way, was a 8 a.m. check-in Friday morning. This is Thursday evening, 11 o'clock West Coast time. Keep that timeline, it's important. So I go up to the people and I'm like, here's my baggage number. That's my bag. I can verify. Here's my ID. Here's this, here's this. And they were like, oh, okay, all right. And they just gave me my bag. And I rushed out of that area, and so people were so angry with me that I cut in front of them, and I was like, I don't care. I got my bag. Hurdle 1 over. Hurdle 2. How do I get to Anaheim, California from Vegas? For those of you who don't know, the hours, it is a 4-hour drive from Vegas to Anaheim, and it is so dark, so dark out. Here's another first time Amanda thing, got on the little bus to the rental car area, go to Hertz Rental, and was like, I need a one-way car to Anaheim, California. It cost a fortune, because one-way cars, if you don't know, they don't like that. They want you to bring the car back, so they cost you like 4 times as much. And, but I got it. I rented a car. I rented my very first car that night. Still didn't tell my parents, which is just still fun. And so I'm texting my friend. I know, Alex is on the other side of this, just giggling, but it's true. Never told my parents about all of this problems. The only people I told were Michelle and,
Still?
Oh no, they know about it. They 100% know about it. I told them that, I called them the next day, because they called me because they knew that I was gonna be at that time. And I was like, oh, I got a story to tell you. And they were like, what happened? I was like, it involves a rental car. And they were like, what? So I told them that later. But anyways, back to the story. My boyfriend knew, Michelle knew, and my contact in Vegas knew, because I told her I had to go. Wow, why is there red in this brush? I'm not gonna use that at all. I don't need that color. And there's black in this brush. What the shit?
Clean your brushes.
I had cleaned my brushes, y'all. So, I have my car, I have my luggage. I'm about to make a trip of a lifetime by myself in a car in an area I've never been before in my life. I've been to Vegas a couple times, but I've never been on the highway from Vegas to Anaheim, which, for those of you who don't know, is pitch black in the evening and terrifying. I'm pretty sure all true crime happens on that one stretch of highway. So I get my car and I start driving, and luckily GPS exists in this time, thank goodness. I get there and I text Michelle and I said, I'm on my damn way. I'm gonna be there at 4 o'clock in the morning. And she was like, I can't believe you are doing it. You are an absolute badass. And I was like, oh, I know. And so I get in my car, still haven't had dinner, still had no energy. First thing I do is stop and get provisions. And those provisions, to this day, I will never stop getting these provisions on a drive by myself or with someone else. That is a 5-hour energy shot and a bag of Ruffles, sour cream, and cheddar potato chips. Alex knows, she's seen it, she's grinning. I am dead serious. That is the only way I've made it through this. And there was nothing eventful that happened about the drive. It was fine. I do remember at one point pulling over and just having a little bit of a cry, because I was just overwhelmed. I mean, it was a very stressful drive. It was very late and I was very tired. And so the 5-hour energy shot, I actually ended up taking my contacts out on the side of the road because my contacts were so dry, and put my glasses on, got more chips at the next rest stop that I could find, and I freaking made it all the way to Anaheim, California, singing Disney tunes as I'm going into Disneyland. Well, we didn't go to Disneyland, but you get the reference. So I did it. I made it. Couldn't believe it. I still can't to this day believe it, but it was also the first time I met Michelle and her friends and our friends that were staying with us. So it was that another level of embarrassment on top of that. And so yeah, I did it. We did it. Hooray. That was the story. And I also just realized I said that probably way too fast and I'm nowhere near the time. So that's okay. I got others to tell you. Just hang in there. I hope you're enjoying this story time telling. So I'm actually gonna pause and get these done and not say anything, just so we have some time. So just watch the sped up version of what I'm doing. Here we go.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you were talking.
I know. I was talking too fast, and these are very uneven, and I'm realizing now that I don't know how Bailey Sarian does this. This is so hard. Okay, so we're back from commercial break, which there was no commercial break. I've just sped up my Ahsoka makeup a little bit faster, but also, side note, I realized that some things are a little bit bigger than they should be, like these guys at the top, but honestly, my headpiece is gonna cover up most of this. So that's how we are and that's where we are. And one fun fact about Ahsoka makeup is that it's white. You're gonna have to go over it once or twice to get that good Ahsoka opaque white, which is very hard to get sometimes. So just be patient with yourself, everybody. Just like this next story I'm going to tell you. Be patient with yourself. Okay, so once again, 2015. 2015 was just the year of drama in my life, I swear. But also, like, 2015 was kind of like a game changer in my cosplay career, I guess you could say. I started getting more guesting spots. My costumes were going a little more viral online. I was getting a little more attention, and it was feeling pretty good, you know. And 2015 was the year that I fell in love with this dear character I'm putting on my face, Miss Ahsoka Tano. And it was the year of Star Wars Rebels. I liked Ahsoka up until then, but I wasn't like a massive fan. She was fine in the Clone Wars, but I wasn't that big of a fan. I was a big fan when she hit the Rebels, though. So, it is 2015, and I'm making my iconic Ahsoka from the Rebels look. And that is the one that probably most people know me for, at least on the YouTubes, I think. But my very iconic photograph that I did with my dearest Alexandra Lee Studios. You can say hello.
Hello.
There we go. The one with me, it's all standing, my arms are down. It's the one I think a lot of people know. So fun fact, that was taken in a parking garage. Here in Louisville, Kentucky, right before a convention. So that is the setup for this story. So like I said, 2015 was kind of a big change for me, cosplay wise. I was getting more gigs, I was meeting more people, stuff was happening, stuff was rolling. It was an exciting time. I got offered a gig to be a guest at our Louisville Wizard World convention. But back in my day, especially in Louisville, we didn't have a lot of conventions except we had one. It's also really hard to put these on while talking, so that's why I'm pausing. We had one, it was Derby City Comic Con, and we had Fandom Fest. more on that later. So Wizard World came in 2015 and they asked me and some friends of mine to be a guest. And I was honored. Seriously, it's my first paid gig. I think. My first paid gig wasn't that much. And I just had to pull out all the stops. And I know I was like, I have to get all new costumes, all new thing, you know, cosplay guest stuff. And it was right before Force Awakens came out. I wanted to do all Star Wars costumes for the entire convention, and so I needed to make a new one. And my new one was, of course, going to be Miss Ahsoka Tano. I wore Sith Elsa on Sunday, and I wore Princess Leia on Friday. Saturday morning comes along. And my dumb butt did not do a outfit trial run before the convention, which I beg of thee, if you do one thing, take one thing away from this entire video, it's one, put your name on your luggage, and two, please try on your costumes before you take them to the convention. Try everything on. I'm talking makeup, I'm talking wigs, hair, everything. Because the amount of stress you will put on yourself that morning of the con, and you've never tried on the outfit, and something small is going on, which you can probably easily fix, will be a blown up drama bomb. So I just finished my new headpiece. I had a whole new outfit. I was ready to go. Didn't try anything on. Saturday morning comes along. Alex and I have a photo shoot scheduled. And I have never done body paint before. I've done small body paints, but it was like I made myself Princess Bubblegum and she's just all pink. There was no mixing of the white and the streaks and everything. That didn't exist. Okay, side note, I'm gonna start drawing on the clothes for Ahsoka right now instead, and then we're gonna go all orange, so just hang tight. So the lines are somewhat drawn in for the body paint. So let's just go ahead and start slapping down some orange. And we'll continue on with our story. Saturday morning rings upon us. I have not yet tried on my Ahsoka outfit. I think I tried like on my hand, some body painting. I was like, yeah, it'll fine. Hand is the same as the face. It's not. So I grab my sponge, my beauty blender sponge to be exact, mistake number one, and start slapping on this orange body paint. Water activated body paint. The same stuff I use now. I just didn't know how to use it. And I am instantly freaking out because I am sweating a lot as I am putting on this body paint and it's not sticking because I put down the orange first, not the white that I tell every one of you guys to do. I put the orange first. And I'm freaking out because the white is like disappearing on top of the orange, which is what happens with white on top of color. You have to block out, you have to work in reverse when you body paint. You need to put down the light colors first and then add the dark on top, then blend if you want to do. Not how we're used to when we like sketch in our sketchbooks or paint a normal painting where you can add white on top. There are some whites out there. I haven't tried it. I think you can do that. I just don't know and I don't trust them. So I do this first. And I've told as many people about it as I possibly can to please do this first. You will save yourself time and money and tears. Well, I didn't do that first, and that is why I learned, and that is why I made the whole tutorial to tell you all the problem. I started perspiring so fast because I was getting so anxious because I was getting ready to go meet Alex and my time was getting crunched. It was Saturday. I had a whole day full of stuff I needed to do as a guest for the convention. So I start crying in the bathroom in my Ahsoka makeup that honestly looked like crap. It looks like so much crap because the whites were not vivid. They were white on top of orange. They were mixing in. Nothing was working out. I kept using my beauty blender to try to blend the white into the orange, thinking it would be thicker. Nope. Because using a beauty blender and a sponge will add more water to your face, and therefore your water-activated paints will not stick. I don't know if I've said this in my makeup video. I haven't watched it in a while, to use a wide brush to do your base color down first and then switch to smaller brushes, but man, it really helps. Get one of these big guys and just go to town. Right, I am crying in the bathroom. My boyfriend, whom I just started dating same year, this is the first time that he's experienced a convention, is just freaking out. He's like, I don't know what to do, babe. I don't know makeup. I don't know anything. I don't know this. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be Ahsoka, and like, I can't get the paint to look good, and I'm gonna be an awful Ahsoka, and people are gonna hate the way I look, and So my friend who was in town, working downtown, was like, I can get you a cookie. And I was like, the cookie's not gonna help me. I can't do this by myself. Well, eventually, I very much stopped crying. And I basically get my act together. And I put together an outfit, a makeup look that is just dreadful.
You're also texting me through this as well.
Yes, I'm texting Alex through this, going, I'm not gonna make it to the shoot. We need to push it. Different day, blah, blah, blah.
I'm just like, just get here and you'll be fine.
And I was like, it's a parking garage. It's gonna be so hot. My makeup's gonna run because I don't know how to powder. Well, I get it together. I powder up, and I walk down, and the thing is that you guys can see this video because it's up on my channel. It's my 2015 Wizard World con vlog. You can see the stress on my face walking to this shoot with Alex and just panicking about everything holy. And we end up having one of the best shoots ever that basically gives me one of my most iconic pictures I've ever done. And my makeup looked so bad that day. I was like 2 hours late to the convention as well. Like I was a bad con guest, and I didn't know what to do. I had a really bad experience that morning, and I was texting my other con cosplay guest ladies telling them my problem. They were totally fine with it because they also knew it was my first con. And they knew the problematic issues that can happen with not trying on a costume before you go to the convention. Needless to say, moral of the story, try on your costume before you go to the convention. Drink a lot of water, don't cry, because it's gonna run, and get a cookie if things go bad. Have a good support system, don't panic. Like, wake up an extra hour early than you thought you were going to and start putting on your makeup instead of having to rush it for a half an hour, because we are going on 47 minutes with this makeup and I am almost halfway there. So when you body paint, give yourself some time to do it because it'll all be worth it in the end and you don't want to be panicky the whole time you're doing it. I guess I can tell you all the Phantom Fest story. Saving that for next time, but you know, we're still here. Let me do the base of this, and then when I get to the highlights and the eyeshadow, I will tell you all that story. So here we go. Hello, welcome back. I'm way more blocked out than I was at the beginning because I just decided to stop the camera and just block the blue in because that's a lot. So, where were we? Okay. We're talking about this local convention that we used to have here, but it has since been very much gone. So I'm fine with talking about it. However, I'm not going to go out of my way and bash the organizers. I'm not going to go out of my way and be that person. However, guesting at this convention was good and bad. It was good because honestly, I've never made that much money at a convention. Well, yeah, actually, I've made more. But at that time, 2015, is this another 2015 story? Here we go. Stories from 2015. So this convention happened in my town at a convention center, and it was hailed to be pretty big. There were a lot of Carrie Fisher was there. I mean, it's pretty big. So I was a cosplay guest at this con. And I made a ton of money with print sales. It was actually quite great until the costume contest happened. And I am going to talk about the mistakes that were made, and I hope that you as an individual and possibly a costume contest runner won't make these mistakes in your future contests. So the costume contest was me and two other judges in a tiny cracker box size room, and not even one with a big stage. It had a tiny stage. And like, I have done a bunch of contests. I've been in contests before. This was tiny. You need a big area for a costume contest. I don't care who you are, because a lot of people like costume contests. They love going to these things. They bring everybody. It's a family-friendly event. You see some really cool stuff, and yeah, you're just there seeing cool stuff. So honestly, at a convention, you need to have the big space for a costume contest. This one was the tiniest space, and the convention decided to not cap the amount of people entering, which was problem number one. So we had a very small time allotted for this, and a very tiny room, and way too many cosplayers with amazing outfits. And a bunch of them that just wanted their 3 seconds of fame on a stage, being whomever they were. The contest goes, and it starts, and it's fine. However, we get to points where I don't know when this decided to happen, but the MC, who's my dear friend Tony, people were requesting the microphone to talk during the costume contest, which in my opinion is one of the biggest no-nos. Don't ever give the mic to a cosplayer on stage unless they are supposed to, and they know they're supposed to answer questions. Like 100%. Don't you dare do it. It's terrible. So people were starting to request the microphone to give a spiel. The first couple ones were fine, but they started getting longer and longer and longer. And we kept trying to signal to Tony to cut the mic, but I don't think he saw it. And it just kept getting worse and worse. There are only 2 instances that I can remember of people actually being bad on stage. And they had a rule set. Like every costume contest has a rule set. No profanity, have costumes that are family friendly, you know, get on and off stage at a certain time, don't dawdle, blah, 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 blah. Well, the first 2 guys, these guys decided to be characters from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! And if you ever remember that game, for you all, it is just a game that it's a boxing game that you box people. That's literally it. And I don't want to be the person to be like, no, you can't enter a costume contest if that's what you wanted to do. But they were just wearing their boxing shorts and boxing gloves in a contest that had I think 100 people in a very small amount of time that we had. And I know they just wanted to get out there and box and be fun, but I specifically told them, please do not hurt or throw punches because the stage is not gonna hold you. And one of the guys happened to be a bigger boy. And I think they just got up there and were excited to be there and got carried away. The next thing I know, the smaller guy punches the bigger guy, just square in the chest, like hard. And the big guy falls. And he falls, and we thought the stage broke because it hit the stage and it went, and I'm pretty sure we probably broke the stage. No, I didn't break it. It was them. They broke the stage. And so I was like, holy cow, they did exactly what I told them not to. Great, off to a wonderful start. So they got off stage. I felt bad for the big guy, to be honest, because he hit hard and that looked like it hurt. Now I'm done with some of my eyes. I'm also gonna put some more false eyelashes on, but we're continuing the story. So after the Mike Tyson Punch-Out fellas, one of our next contestants, and we did state this in the rules, please exit the stage via the wings, the side you came up on or the other side, preferably the other side, but please do not jump off the stage because it wasn't like it wasn't far down, but it was maybe, what, 2 feet off the ground, I think? Man.
No, it's like it was a stage. It was at least...
Yeah, you had stairs to walk up.
I feel like it was at least 3 feet off the ground,
Okay.
if not 4 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. So, there was a jump you had to do if you wanted to get off the stage via the front. We told people please don't do that because we also Cracker Jack box. Remember, we have tons of people in the room and we have tiny children up in the front because they can't see and they want to see the big, fun, fancy costumes, okay? So, we have kids in the front. Mind you, that is important to the story. Kids in the front. And we have somebody, Alex and I can't quite remember like what costume it was. However, they decided to just jump off the front and just hopefully stick the landing in front of children.
I know what it was.
What was it?
It was Assassin's Creed.
Oh, it was Assassin's Creed! Which we get it is in the character of the character, sure. But this is a costume contest. You are not in the game. Please have some common sense. Okay, thank you, bye. Well, he didn't, and he decided to make an exit the way he wanted, and was off the front of the stage, and...
But due to his credit, he actually stuck.
Yes, due to his credit, he stuck the landing. However, that gave a bright idea to the person after him, who was Father Anderson from Hellsing, and Alex just reminded me that, because I don't know anime. So this guy gets up there. He's having his little time being, you know, Father Anderson from Hellsing, which is just I think is a guy in a cloak with a cross and a Bible, quote, quote. And he asks Tony for the mic. Oh boy. I've never seen the anime. I don't know what this is. However, I know books, and I know Hellsing is from Dracula, and I know Dracula is violent and has probably some language and bloody gore and stuff, and I was like, oh no. Oh no! So this guy grabs the mic and decided to do his speech from the show. And I guess this is the speech from the show. Like this is a thing.
It's one of his like larger speeches.
Okay. Okay. So he does the whole thing, which I think was, it felt like it was half an hour long as a judge trying to tell him to get off the stage. He goes, and it keeps going and going. It was probably honestly like 2 minutes, but no. No, he decided to include all of the racy language that we told not to on and just saying it with such fervor and excitement and vigor to the children in the front row. F words, H words, S words, all the stuff. And we're just like, get him off the stage. You know that those handy candy canes that they use in like vaudeville acts to get people off the stage.
Shepherd's hook.
The shepherd's hook. Boy, have I never wanted one of those in my entire life than at that moment in time. And so, after I'm visibly seeing these children and parents upset, I'm like, get him off the stage. Get off the stage, Tony. And Tony goes up and grabs the mic from him. And he just decided to keep going.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
Grab the mic. He dropped the mic.
He did! He dropped the mic, the rental equipment that we're pretty sure we already broke with the stage. No, let's just break more equipment. Let's break the mic. So he drops the mic, dropping mic style, and jumps off the front of the stage, because Assassin's Creed did it. Why not him? Well, he didn't stick the landing. So honestly, my eyes were closed because I was so embarrassed. My head was on the judging table going, I am never doing this again in my whole life. And so he jumps off the stage, trips, falls forward, rolls down the aisle, and pretty sure he probably took out a kid or two. It was, and there was just silence. There was nothing, crickets. And this guy just left. He left. And that was that. And I don't remember what was after it, but it was, let's just say the energy of that room went down really, really fast. So, that was that. And then we also had a guy who was in a really cool outfit. However, the outfit itself was just way too big for that tiny room, and he took out a couple people in the audience. Oh, Fandom Fest, how I miss thee. But we got through it. I've never been more embarrassed to be a judge ever, even though these people clearly knew the rules, clearly knew what they could and could not have done. And honestly, the majority of the people with this contest were just fine. But those stinkers has made that horror story stick in my head for the rest of my cosplay career.
Do you remember what the prizes were for Phantom Fest?
No. What were they?
Really mediocre B-grade movies.
No one, like some Funko Pops?
Those were the high.
Oh yeah.
Those were the high
Oh
ones.
yeah. They didn't even get real money.
No.
Oh. Oh, those poor. And I remember the person that won, she did a bunch of leather work and handmade chainmail. Like, it was really, really good. I just want to point out to people, and also if you've gotten this far through the video, congratulations, keep going, welcome. Please be in mind, if you are in a costume contest, to please adhere to the rules. They are there for a reason. If you are a costume contest runner or a judge, please tell people the rules again and again and again so people understand the parameters of what's going on. So I'm gonna click off here. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to these lines to give them a little bit of silvery vibe to them. And then just do some highlights and add my lips, and then I'm done, and you will magically see, or I don't know, should I just keep, I guess I should just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going, never mind, it's just a time lapse, guys. Enjoy. Well, here was my look, is my look, for the new Ahsoka from Clone Wars, especially Siege of Mandalore episode, which is my favorite, honestly, of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed my cosplay story time. I'm sure there's more out there for me. I might do another one of these, but definitely another one to get ready with me. This was fun, even though it's like, almost 2 hours of this, so this will be fun editing. But definitely, I think I achieved the makeup pretty good. I'm very happy with it. I very look forward to making this outfit and, of course, showing you guys how I made it soon. So for as much as you have right now, you get the body paint. Special thanks to Alex of Alexandria Studios for making this crown in a very short amount of time when I realized that it did not match this outfit. So I was like, hey, come here and do this. If you have any cosplay horror stories that you feel free to share, please leave them down below. I would honestly love to read them. I shared with you guys my horror stories, so let me hear some of yours. So I know everybody's got at least one. Oh, I know one. Just now forgot. Star Wars Celebration, the mix-up. Warwick Davis.
Oh, shit! No, tell it right now. You're in Star Wars.
No,
oh.
Next time I'll tell you guys that one. How Warwick Davis, yes, Wicket himself, did not know the difference between Boba Fett and Queen Amidala. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. As always, I make cosplay content here, as well as sewing stuff, and of course, share my love of Star Wars with you guys. Also, don't forget to check out the link below in my description for my new cosplay sewing companion book that comes out at the end of September. Woo, 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 woo. And until next week, y'all, see ya.